Well, our form hasn't been great, but as they say, it is good enough for now. We find ourselves 15th in the Premier League, but a whopping 15 points ahead of the relegation spots. We've got about halfway through the season completed. I think we're going to be safe. Did I mention that we managed to qualify for the semi-final of the Carabao Cup? Second round against Arsenal coming up in the second half of today's episode. Stay tuned. Welcome back to episode number 63 of Taskmaster FC. Boy, I could not be any more excited to bring you back today. If we take a look at our most recent run of form, we did a fantastic job. I can't remember exactly when I brought you back last, but we went on a huge 5-game win streak here, managed to beat Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal, proceeded to pick up a couple of points here and there against some teams that I really thought we were going to lose. We got blown out by Arsenal, blown out by Chelsea, but drew away against Liverpool and at home against Newcastle United. That Liverpool game, we were up 1-0 until about the 88th minute, so I was a little frustrated to see us draw that when we could have gotten 2 more points from it. But since then, in terms of cups, things have been quite interesting. We managed to make it to the 4th round of the FA Cup against Tottenham Hotspur, and we also managed to draw our first semi-final leg against Arsenal. So there is a chance, albeit a small one, that we could make it to the Carabao Cup final. I mean, that's just exciting information for us to discuss. If we go and actually take a look at the Premier League, Sophie Willen's still our leading scorer with 13 goals so far this season. So Sophie Willen is somebody I'm definitely looking to try to sign permanently. Unfortunately, still not willing to come over, even though we've agreed to a $1.1 million transfer fee. Definitely worth more than $1.1 million at this point in time. Maybe with a decent league finish, we can convince Sophie Willen to come on over to the dark side and give us a permanent signing here for Chesham United. So that being said, I don't really think there's a whole lot left to show you. We are in the midst of a transfer window. I am trying to unload some of the players that we talked a little bit about previously, just some of the ones down here at the bottom. Really trying to get some of these players out of the club, free up a little bit of wage budget and a little bit of transfer revenue. Again, not a whole lot that's here, but we will just see if we can get them offloaded. I've tried to hide some intermediaries, but haven't heard much since then, and you can see kind of where we are in terms of our players. We're still, I think, a decent championship side. The fact that we're in the Premier League is quite astonishing, and the fact that we're doing okay. I mean, obviously, we would go and look at the table here. Again, comfortably mid-table. And I say comfortably, we are lower mid-table, 15th, but I mean, if you look at the gap between where we are and where teams like Sheffield United, West Ham United, Bournemouth are, I mean, there's a huge gap there. And I think it just goes to show just the gap that's widening between teams that come up from the championship versus teams that are established in the Premier League. Very, very difficult to get yourselves up here. So I'm really thrilled to see where we're at. A couple more wins, some more points, and I think we are definitely in the safety zone. I'm not saying Europe's out of the Europe's definitely out, even though we're only 7 points behind. Like I said, there's just a huge gap here, and that's really, really good for us because obviously we want to stay in the Premier League. So we're going to try to do that and move forward today. Big game against Nottingham Forest. I think this is one we could definitely take advantage of and try to get a victory with. We are going to go ahead and play with that positive mentality and really click on opposition instructions. That's been very, very helpful over the last couple of games to really just give my team that little bit of an extra edge. But for today, what we've got going on here, Bubba is in goal defensively. Hugh Dennis, Paul Sinha, Jamali Maddox, and Babatunde Aleshe. Guz Khan and Paul Chowdhury in the midfield. Jack D, my winger here. Jack D, not very happy, just not really fitting into the club very well, which is a little bit sad because Jack D, significant transfer value and a very, very good player, just really hasn't fit into the squad quite as well as I think we would have liked. So we'll just kind of have to see how things turn out. We may have to move him on at some point in time, but cashing in that pretty penny will be something very, very lovely. Bob Mortimer will be our attacking center midfielder today. Asim Chowdhury on the other wing, and then obviously Sophie Willen up top, who scored 19 of our, I believe, 31 goals in the Premier League. It's been a lot, and not that many in the Premier League, but it's been a lot that she has scored. So let's go to today's game. Let's hope for a win. Again, we are playing against Forest, who I believe are just a little bit above us in the league. So they're in pretty good form today. So let's go through and just see if we can get a victory today. We've been playing well. I mean, even though we've been playing against some very challenging teams, we have shown up. And that 1-1 draw at home against Arsenal, I think, just shows that we have continued to improve leaps and bounds since the very beginning of the season. And I want to continue to see that as we move forward through the rest of the season here. So it looks like we have a highlight immediately as the Forest keeper is going to take a goal kick. Immediately, oh gosh, that is not what... Okay, we're down 1-0. So many times you see that goal kick and it just ends up getting headed by the opposition, but nope, we just don't have that quite in us just yet. I think we beat Forest earlier on in the season. I'll have to go back and check that, but that is a Very poor way to start the game, 3 minutes in being down 1-0. But as I was saying before, it's been a very interesting start, first half of the season. 25 points for 21 games. If you had given me that at the very beginning, I would have been absolutely ecstatic. Still ecstatic to see how we end up with the rest of the season, but for right now, really got to get going here. Sinha with the ball, works the ball up to Paul Chowdhury. Trying to make some runs here. Defense doing a good job of preventing that. Asim Chowdhury, Sophie Willen, if that's in the back of the net. I mean, Sophie Willen needs to be a permanent signing. I don't know how we're going to get it done. But Sophie Willen scores there. That is our striker for the future. Near and far, to say the least. Not a lot going on here. Same with Forest. Not a lot going on for them either. They've had one opportunity. We've had 4. But, again, just not a lot going on this half. Really cannot afford a second goal here. So, see if we can maybe put a little bit of pressure and get the ball back here as Forest attempting to make an attack. Doing so quite easily, just kind of carving through the defense and off the post. A little bit of luck there for Forest, a little bit of luck for us as well, as that just nips itself off the post, and we end up ending the highlight there. But again, not a lot going on here. Pretty sad state of affairs for that first 45 minutes. I mean, we just have not been doing well. So let's see if we can make some changes here. We got players that are anxious. Don't really understand that. We get Bracewell on, a little bit motivated here. Jack D is apparently desperate. Sounds like my dating life. We'll get John Kearns in there. Goodness, do I go pause? I'm going to go more balanced. Maybe that creates something. I don't know. I really don't want to push any more attack on us, but right now we have not been doing much of anything at all. I'll be patient with it in the second half, and if we need to go more attacking, we will. But for now, this is not what I've wanted to see so far from our team. Playing at home against a team that is beatable, per se. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we still need to recognize where we are in terms of our growth and what we need to be doing to ensure not only our survival, but our continued growth within the Premier League. And again, first 15 minutes, absolutely nothing going on here. I say we go attacking. I say we just, not very attacking, but let's say we put the pedal to the metal here. And just try to get something going on, because right now, not a whole lot is happening. We'll get Munya Chihuahua on. Bob Mortimer looking anxious. John Robbins. Actually, John Robbins requested to be transfer listed. I don't want to play him. Let's get Aaron Chen on. Got 4 players in there that can do something. Let's see if we can do something here and get a goal. Get something back here, because this has been a very, very uneventful first half. Sophie Willen looks to be replaced. So, I mean, doing that, I feel like kind of throws in the towel a little bit. But we'll get Steve Pemberton on. Switch that up a little bit. Give a team talk. Make an impact. Be inspired by my fancy words. Did sign a new contract recently. I can't remember if I talked about that. £6,000 a week. Not great for the Premier League, but good enough here. And even on an attacking mentality, not a lot has gone on. It's been a very, very boring game. Forrest again with the opportunity here. And, very close. Unfortunately, Hugh Dennis not up to the task. And defensively, we've just been very poor. Gus Khan, that's surprising. How is that not a penalty? I'm sorry. Munya Chihuahua absolutely dropped in the box. Nothing doing there. A little frustrated by that, but is what it is. Maybe he got the ball. I don't know. It was very hard for me to see. All of a sudden, I just see one of our players just absolutely tank in the box. Highlight's probably going to end here. Oh, no, looks like we're making another opportunity. Hugh Dennis working the ball on the left-hand side of the field. Back to Mel Bracewell. We've got to get something going here. Gus Khan, Paul Chowdhury. Chowdhury moves the ball to Steve Pemberton. Babatunde Aleshe immediately turns the ball over, gets it back to Forrest, and Forrest are now on the counter and look like they are going to be a very prime opportunity to score. He is well offside. I don't need VAR to be able to tell me that. Look at me getting more confident in my calls of VAR being offside, onside. I'm such a smart boy. Thank you, goal disallowed. Now, if we could just get one of our own, that would be absolutely fantastic. I don't need to see the replay, because I know he was offside. He was offside by about 5 yards. Can we get one more highlight this game? Please. Please. It's like we're going to drop points today. A little frustrating. Frustrating to lose to Forest. Again, a team that I think is beatable. But, we need to make some changes here. We didn't do the things we wanted to do. It's just one of those days. I fancy us to get a result. So I can't be thrilled with the fact that we dropped some points. Still 15 points ahead of relegation, which is good to see. But in the grand scheme of things, we've got to be beating those teams that are close to us. Anything in this lower half, I would consider a team that we can compete against. And it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible by all stretch of the imagination. We've got a player in here we're sending on loan. I will give him a permanent name in the game, provided that we actually play him. Give all of our wages. That would be very, very nice. Wow. Nice. All these are fantastic. Jeez. 5 without a win. Not what I like to see. What I will see is you for the Arsenal game. Second half of the Carabao Cup semifinal coming up in just a moment. Well, after a disappointing game against Nottingham Forest, we are going to go ahead and take on Arsenal. Similar lineup here. We have a few changes, but Bubba in goal defensively. Hugh Dennis, Paul Sinha, Babatunde Aleshe moving in to center back. Les Levine on the right side here. Mel Bracewell and Guz Khan at the center midfield. Aaron Chen, Bob Mortimer, Asim Chowdhury, and Sophie Willen up top. So let's see if we can maybe get a little bit of a better result today and possibly make it to our first ever major cup final. Now, how exciting could that be? Oh, boy. Hey, let's come. Okay, maybe that was not the right thing to say. Trust you make a difference. Okay, damage control a little bit better than what I thought it was going to be. Positivity, let's make things happen. Let's just have fun, right? What's the worst that could possibly happen here? We lose. Okay, I guess maybe that didn't... I was going to plan on saying something a little more motivational than just like, hey, let's do good. Let's see what we got going on here. Arsenal now with the throw-in. In the offensive zone, Rodriguez in the box. Weird bounce. Very, very close to just deflecting into the back of the net. And get those balls in the box. I mean, anything can happen. You know, pinballs in there. It looks like Newcastle United have taken the lead over Hull City. So they're fulfilling their destiny of making it to the Carabao Cup final. You know, out of all the trophies I wanted to win, out of all the possible trophies you can win as a Premier League team, this is not one that I would put necessarily at the top of the list per se. It is a trophy nonetheless. So I'm not quite sure exactly what happens if we get to the end here, what is going to happen. I think we just go to penalties. But again, we've got a long time to think about that and a lot of XG that is not going our way at the moment. So I think I'm going to tone it back. Maybe a little too late to do that, but I was going to say I think I was going to tone it back here a little bit. Oh, God. Oh. All right, let's tone this back to balanced. We just cannot cope at this point in time. I can't tell if that's going to be a corner for Arsenal or a goal kick for us. Looks like it's going to be a corner. They said we changed the mentality a little bit, maybe a little more balanced. Maybe not try to push forward as much. I don't know, that may work against us. We'll just have to wait and see. Corner is cleared. We do get the ball here and see if we can maybe move the ball up the field a little bit. Haven't done a whole lot. Bob Mortimer gets dispossessed very easily. It's weird to think that there's probably one player on this Arsenal team that's worth more than our entire squad combined. But you know, here we are. There's a reason why they play the game. So we'll just have to wait and see how this turns out. That looked to maybe be a hair offside. I don't know. The flag is not up. So I'm guessing that it's probably good. Gosh, I mean, impressive that he can find him that quickly on the counter here. I don't know. That's very, very close. You don't even see the line. Got to be a little frustrated with that, not going to lie. We could be down 2-0. Maybe that change to balance was not a good idea. Go back to positive. Be honest with you, that was not how I wanted to end the first half. They've not been very good. I did tell them to sort it out. Any players that need substitution. Willen's probably the only chance we're going to have to actually score a goal tonight. Oh, goodness. We got to do something. I just don't know what. Maybe John Robbins will actually do something today. I don't know. Oh. My automatic feeder has begun. Speaking of automatic feeding, looks like we might be fed another goal here as Arsenal do have control of possession. And again, you have all these hopes and dreams. You think about what could be. And it's just frustrating when you get to this point. Gosh. I mean, that's terrible defending. It's absolutely terrible defending. I think that goal's good, to be honest with you. I don't know why they're reviewing this. Yeah. And we're down 2-0. Berate. I mean, this has been bad. We have not shown up today. Mortimer now with the corner. Can't get anything on it. Munya Chihuahua is going to clean up the rebound here. And Bracewell now to Aleshe. I mean, again, I'm just sad. Nobody showed up today. And I've seen us show up against better opponents. But, I mean, he just walks in. He literally just walks in and scores. And I legitimately do not know what to do about that. He just walked around everybody like they weren't even on the team. So I don't know what to do. You know, you try to look at the positives. And there's not many to take. So we just kind of let this run out, I guess. It's funny, we've made the momentum in our favor, but can't get anything going with it. Alice Levine's been terrible. Paul Sinha's been terrible. Our whole team has just been awful today. And they got players that are complacent, and yet, yeah, good. Let's get somebody sent off. Absolutely brilliant. Let's just keep it close. I don't even know what I want to do anymore. I kind of just want to go home. We don't live that far from Arsenal. I'm just going to take the train back now. And just let this run out. I don't have a whole lot to say. I mean, Aaron Chan, come on. I get 2 yellow cards in 4 minutes. That is... Could this get any worse? Does it really matter? Great. Now we have an injury. Now it's down to 9. And a penalty. I mean, this could not have been a worse second half. I've never seen a worse second half in my entire life. 2 goals allowed, a red card, a penalty, and an injury. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Let's just let this die down. We'll end this episode. I'm going to go ahead and just say goodbye now. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed watching me suffer. If you did, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how you would like to watch me suffer in the future. You know, obviously YouTube has its limits on the things that I can show, but this has been a real swift kick in the you-know-what. I like to keep it clean. Other than sheets, which clearly we don't know how to do because we can't play defense. I mean, right now I would probably just tell them, just take out anybody you can. Legs, arms. Like, this is going to help. Like, any suggestions from my assistant coach are going to be even remotely helpful at this point in time. I mean, what's the point? To be fair, they're not doing anything super attacking, so I'm not too upset. I mean, show some respect. Come on, Arsenal. I've already said goodbye. This lasted a lot longer than I expected. I can't imagine anything being terrible. Yeah. I mean, it's sad. 'Tis life. I got rid of my director of football before then. Although, how ironic would that be? Oh, director of football, cut. Yeah. Lost Carabao Cup semifinal, director of football, gone. It's fine. It's fine. As I mentioned before, if you like that, subscribe. Like it if you do. If you don't, still like it anyways. I don't really care. And yeah. We will bring it back. When am I going to bring it back? I don't even know. Here-ish. I mean, I think we're safe, but we'll see. This run of form doesn't make it look like we're safe, but we'll see how things come about. I'd like to show you some wins, but yikes. Do we play Arsenal again? Oh, God, we do. All right, it's fine. We'll see you later. Bye.